Who's a fat boy?
Podcast Fat Boy.
Welcome to episode 28 of Podcast Fat Boy. We are back. We are in the Charlie Bucket studio, which is my bedroom. I am sitting here in a very extended state of summer. It is actually fall now, my favorite season. But the problem here is we've got another 10 days of weather that all of a sudden is 30 degrees Celsius and feels like 38 with the humidity. So very hot. Would have been fine to have this in its normal spot of July or early August even. And I'm afraid that didn't happen. So here we are. We're having another go at summer. Why not? I mean, it's not a bad thing to complain about. A lot of people right now, there's multiple hurricanes pummeling the earth. People are losing their homes. There's no power. They just want, a glass of water. I think I can't complain too much that we've got an extra 10 days of some really nice weather. Don't worry, Matt. The cold weather will come. You'll be able to put on all your scarves. It'll be great. It will be great. I just got to tell you a story about last night. I ordered UberEats. And if you're not familiar with UberEats, essentially it's affiliated with Uber and it just delivers you food. And so you either get a driver that delivers you food or you get a person on a bike who delivers you food, and you can see which it is. So there was I got a bike last night and it was fairly late. It was fairly late. Okay, I kind of rewarded myself because I've been working out pretty damn hard over the last couple of weeks. I'm in a good state. We're going to get to that later. Let's talk about Alfonso. Okay, he's got a 5-star rating on Uber Eats. So I'm watching him. They say he picks up the meal, and he's south of me. I'm up on a place called High Park. Essentially, I'm north of there, and they don't just call it that for no reason. It is high up. It is hilly, motherfucker, to get here, okay? So I'm watching Alfonso, and I noticed in his picture that, he's a chubby guy. No big deal. This is great. He's getting exercise. I'm very happy about that. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy that I'm contributing. I'm paying him to exercise, and that makes me happy because, that's just, another way to lose the pounds. Am I right? So Alfonso, he's heading up, and I see him as he gets kind of close to where it gets really hilly. He has a decision to make. Essentially, he's got to take that hill. You got to take that fucking hill, or you pull off to the side and walk it, or do something else, which is what I did not think of sorry, I got a lot of static here. I didn't think of an Uber Eats bicycle rider doing was, I think he took the bus. Because I'm looking at Alfonso, he's there for 10 minutes in one spot, right at Bloor and Kiel, and I'm like, I hope he didn't die. Not because I wouldn't have got my food. I care about Alfonso. But I just, it's dangerous to be on a bike at this time of night. It was, around 11 o'clock. Okay, yeah, I'm eating late. So what? So I'm just watching him, and I'm like, is this app glitching? What's going on? Is he actually just around the corner? I don't know. And then, yeah, I do see that he moves closer to inside where the station is. So Alfonso is taking the bus. He is not taking that hill. He's waiting for the bus on his Uber Eats bike, which is just hilarious to me to think of. He's got to factor that into his costs. He's paying $3 for a 2-minute bus ride. $3.25 if you don't got the old Presto Changeo pass. So Yeah, I follow him, and then shortly after that, about 15 minutes of him just being in one spot, he zooms right up that hill pretty fast for old Fonz and gets off, and then I can see he's starting to slow down again as he's back on his bike. And as he rounds my corner, I could see him. He's just like, for one, he's riding a BMX bike. That is not the kind of courier bike you want. That's not going to get you around the city. That's not going to be an easy bike. That's for being a cool kid in a fucking bike park doing all kinds of grinds and rinds and, something, like what the Foot Clan do in their off time. Ninja Turtles, when those abandoned warehouses. So he's got no bike lights. He's wearing a black shirt. I'm just like, man, you've got so much wrong here. So anyways, he's out of breath, and he gives me my food and says, have a good night. And, I don't usually tip Uber Eats because I'm making a stand with it, because Uber Eats is now the most expensive kind of food delivery service you can get. It costs $5 delivery fee, flat. Sorry, Alfonso. Flat $5 fee plus tax. So that's $5.64 Canadian. And then on top of that, once you get your meal, you get another little buzz. Hey, why don't you give Alfonso a little rating? And while you're at it, you can tip him. Hey, it's optional. It's optional. You don't have to do it, but, $2, $4, $6? Now, I'm not going to tip Alfonso $6 for that kind of service. You do not take the bus to get to my place if you are riding a bike, Uber Eats. So I did tip him $3 because I felt bad, and I wanted to reward Alfonso a little bit. I think that, it was pretty ambitious for him to BMX bike with a heavy sack of tie on his back to get to my place. So Alfonso, thank you very much, but you got to get some bike lights, and I would it'd be much easier for you if you got a hybrid bike or even a road bike. I know they're kind of tiny and weird, but you know what? It's going to feel a lot better. It's going to feel a lot better. Keep the BMX bike for doing flips, okay? Moving on. Talked a lot about Alfonso. Well, I got to give our Kim Jong nuclear update, because that's what this podcast is really about. Fear of being cooked. Where we're at right now, it's just the president of the United States, who is Donald Trump. Yes, that Donald Trump. He's, they're kind of puffing their chests at each other and threatening to annihilate entire countries. That's where we're at. Where he'll destroy them and they'll destroy them, and oh my God, it's just, it's pretty scary. And Kim Jong-un kept calling him a dotard, which I had to look up because I didn't know what it was, but he kept using that term. And I can see him with his advisors being like, what's the word for like a senile old man who's weak-minded? I think that's essentially what it means. So not like senile old man, but based on senility. A senile person who's weak-minded. It's like, that seems kind of rough. Is that what you call old people? Like, because they're senile, they're dotards? I don't like that term. I don't like how to say it. I don't like that it kind of looks like the word retard. I don't like that at all. So Kim Jong-un, come on. Pick different. Call him a fucking orange tomato, or creamsicle pop, or whatever. It'd be more fun with it. You guys are threatening nuclear war. I just want a little bit more humor in it. I don't want to have to be going to Merriam-Webster to look up words. Okay, we're the same age. Act like you're 32, possibly 33. Nobody actually knows when you were born. So yeah, and speaking of insanity, I'm catching up on Twin Peaks, guys. I'm on episode 8, and I just finished it, and it was nuts. I think I immediately fell asleep after that episode because it was like some form of I'm sure they would use it as torture in some military camps. It was stimulating. If I was high or on any kind of drug, I probably would have had some kind of break. Very, very interesting. Very strange mind, that Lynch. Love him. I'm really enjoying this weird ass take. You never would have thought they were going here when you heard Twin Peaks was coming back. That's for sure. It's not like, oh, is it going to be like last time? Not the fuck at all. So if you didn't like it last time, good reason to watch it. Let's get to the exercise update. Alfonso, you have really wasted my time. I have been working. Like, I finally got the drive back to want to, work out, and I'm not afraid of the panic of cardio. I don't know if as soon as it starts to, I haven't had to like breathe really hard since I did like cross country when I was a kid. So I have a major panic when it happens. What if I never am able to catch my breath again? It's like someone who gets the hiccups and has them for 90 years. So I'm finally getting over that because I went and played my first ice hockey game since I was 15 years old. First, like part of a league ice hockey game. We were very short and I almost died. It was so tiring. And we only had 2 lines. It was awful. But that, like, for the week, anything else I did was like, oh, this isn't as bad. I know how far I can go now because of that. And I think going to game 2 tomorrow, I'm going to be in a lot better shape for it. I'm going to be able to pace myself a little bit better. My cardio is definitely improving, and I like it. Like, I'm craving doing more cardio and stuff, which is great. I'm not afraid anymore. But yeah, wow. If you know how to skate and you just want a really good all body workout, good cardio, every muscle in your body hurts, it's hockey. It's fucking ice hockey every time. So I did that, and then I played ball hockey on Tuesday. I've been biking like crazy, and I've got this bike route now where I like a big part, 3/4 of the way is like doing the big hill in High Park, and I'm trying to take that fucking hill. Gotta take the hill, but I gotta stop halfway through because it's too much. It's a pretty intense hill. It's it's a good place to practice for the Tour de France, I'm sure. You see lots of guys with their spandex and bikes that weigh less than a pound going by you. Like, it's no big deal. Using my drag to get by me. So that's a big thing for me now. Is a big goal for me is to take the hill. Take the hill in so many ways. Everything's a hill with trying to get fit. You got to fucking really, you got to put things into perspective here. It's not going to happen overnight, but to get your diet in order, to get your exercise better, to have your muscles feeling stronger and your lungs breathing better. It's just all this fucking bump you got to get over, right? So I'm doing a lot better with that, and I'm feeling more like Trainer Matt from the mid-2000s is starting to chisel his way out of my fat body and wants to do a handstand. That's his dream. Hopefully, as I've talked before, we got the pictures coming up in about a month and a half for my license and stuff, and I want to look different, okay? Don't want to look like some fast food eater, okay? Because that's pretty much what the fuck I am, fucking fast food eater. I've had to deal with an injury when I was playing hockey. I rolled my ankle. Has anyone ever rolled their ankle out there? Just wave your hands out your car windows if you've rolled your ankle. That was a very scary thing. I've never sprained an ankle before. and I think it was very minor. I went to task on it when I got home, but I could not move it one way. It was like, it didn't really swell though. That's where I'm like kind of shocked by. But it hurt to go one way. So, you hit the ice, you hit the heat, you fucking keep her elevated. And after 2 days, it felt pretty good. And it's my fault for wearing shitty shoes. If you're doing any kind of sport, whether it be badminton, dodgeball, basketball, indoor wiffle ball, whatever the sport is, you got to make sure you have proper ankle support on your shoes. And the best shoes for that is either a cross trainer or basketball shoes. I have not purchased basketball shoes since I was a young child, still in the back play yard. So this is in elementary school, would be grade 3 at the most, because grade 4 I moved up to the front yard. And I had Reebok pumps. I had the Reebok pumps. Who didn't? They were fantastic. Not only did they already provide great support, I could pump them up, make them even more secure. I got balloons on my feet. Supported balloons. It was great. But it ruined my high jumping career because I used to wear slip-ons and everyone was like, look at this guy in his slip-ons. And I would sail over that bar, hit my head on the window, ceilings. Huge problem for me. And I was like, I just love these pumps so much. I'd like to fucking use these for high jump. And those things are clunky as fuck. I don't know if basketball shoes were always clunky. I think they're a lot better now. But that fucker, I was karate kicking that bar in half with those shoes. So if you're a young kid and you're feeling, self-conscious about your slip-ons, don't change a thing. You're going to be a great high jumper one day. I promise you, don't switch to pumps or any kind of heavy shoe, okay? Thank God. What else is going on with me? I don't know why, but I feel like for the first time in my life, I have something called eczema. What the fuck? Why is this popping up when I'm almost 33 years old? Is this the ailment I have to deal with now? I've had a little patch of itchy skin just underneath my arm for a bit, and now it's like kind of fucking everywhere in some senses. Like it's in like 3 or 4 different places now. And I finally caved and got the steroid cream and put it on. But it's like, I feel like I'm turning into that fucking Game of Thrones scaly motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about, Game of Thrones fans? The scaly fucking rock people or whatever. Yeah, that's what's happened. That's what eczema is. That's all he had. Jesus. I also in my head, I'm like, is it even eczema? I should go to a doctor. Because I've showed it to people who have eczema, and they're like, yeah, it looks like eczema to me. But who fucking knows? It could be any skin thing. Maybe it was poison oak. I don't know. Maybe I've been rubbing my body on some poison ivy or some shit. Anyway, I'm trying not to itch myself to a bloody tube. So, other than that, though, I'm feeling really good energy-wise with the exercise. I'm not stepping on the scale yet because I know I'm going to be, not very happy with it. I don't think I'm losing too much weight because I'm, in that weird spot where you gain before you lose. But I think it's going to start pouring off, folks. So hang tight. Hang 10, bro. Hang 10. It's hang 10. Couple of things I want to talk about. We've got some health articles. I've been looking at the Globe and Mail. I have a friend who works at the Globe and Mail. He's the videographer, Tim Moore, everybody. If you want to check out some Globe and Mail vids, he's the guy who probably shoots them all. Does some really good stuff. Check him out. Keep print going, even though you can't put a video on print. So keep the internet alive, okay? Keep it alive. Pay your $1 a week to read, the Canada's newspaper that you need a college degree to read. So I barely can read this paper. It takes me about 20 minutes an article because I have a comedy diploma, which is, it's got to be on the lowest part of the college diploma program, like if we're probably at the bottom with golf management and I don't know, like jazz, snapping, Jazz snapping fingers course. That's a course, right? Jazz snapping fingers. So anyway, couple of things. I like coffee. Do you like coffee? I love cough. So there is a doctor wrote in the Globe and Mail, does coffee, is it bad for your bones? Does it drain calcium from your body? And a lot, like it's normal to pee out a lot of calcium. And, coffee is, it makes you pee a lot. So I don't think it's a problem. There's always like this thing like drink coffee, don't drink coffee, it kills you. And like I read another article, it says coffee's, lowers the risk of death. So I'm a 2 cup a day. I have 2 cups of coffee a day. I've got one right here. I've got a nice new Toronto brand bean. Having a sip of it. There's no significant evidence that it contributes to bone fractures or osteoporosis. And the only problem you have to worry about is, if you're getting enough calcium, you're fine. Don't worry about it. If you're not getting enough calcium, because, they love chugging that stuff. They love making you drink the cow milk. Get more calcium in your bones. So you don't, as I've said before, you don't need to drink that stuff. You don't need to drink that stuff. You can take supplements. Also, I still believe vitamin D is more important for bone health. But that's just me, a schlub with a college diploma. With honors, mind you, with honors. Another article I read by Leslie Beck. Now, she's a dietitian in Toronto, and she gives a few pointers that I want to give you now for losing weight. And she says that slow and steady is what wins the weight loss race, which I do agree with. And when I was a trainer, that is something that I tried to I tried to convey to my clients, I guess, to say that, I know how much you want to lose. You can't lose it every, in the next 2 weeks. If it's a huge total, you don't want to lose too much every week. You want to fucking try to keep it to between 1 and 2 pounds. Don't kill yourself. And that's hard to do. It's hard to do. So she outlines a couple of things that you should do. I'm going to give you, I'm going to quickly just go through them real quick. Some pointers for losing weight. If you are listening to this and you're like, fuck, I need some pointers to lose some weight. Okay. First one, set short-term goals. You want to lose 40 pounds? No big deal. Keep that as your goal. But do your first, short-term goal to be 5 pounds. I'm going to try and lose 5 pounds in 1 month. Okay. A lot easier to hit, and then you can reward yourself, right? 2, plan meals in advance. Make a big fucking stir fry on the weekend. Something that you can eat through the week more than one day. I've done that before, and it does really help to have meals ready to go. Put them in the freezer. A beautiful thing. Okay? 3, manage your weekends. A lot of people like to do the cheat day, which I also do. It's like, well, I need a little bit of a reward here for the work I'm doing. I remember, fucking Tobey Maguire when he was like in Spider-Man. Remember that? I don't know. He's probably on like fucking Rosie. Was I watching Rosie? Oh man, was that a while ago. But I remember him being like, oh yeah, it's strict diet. And then Sunday's cheat day. I eat like fucking whatever I want. And you're more likely to start to, like, if you have a cheat day, it'll blend into another day. And then, you're going to have less discipline with your diet. So it's, as Leslie here is saying too, just try to stay within your portions. Manage your weekends. Don't like go nuts, Other point, be accountable. Keep you focused and motivated. Have accountability systems in place. Track your food intake in a journal or an app such as MyFitnessPal or Lose It. MyFitnessPal, that is a very handy thing if you want to see what calories are you are ingesting. How much? I'm actually going to talk about this right now after we talk about this. The last one, expect lapses. It's going to happen. You're going to have an extra piece of birthday cake. You're going to go nuts on a bag of chips. Like I've had a bit of potato chips this week. If I ate Thai food pretty late last night, whatever, that's okay. You can't do, changing your workout and your fucking diet at the same time is really fucking hard and straining on your mind. So let lapses happen. You'll tighten up. No big deal. It's just it's part of the fucking journey. Don't worry about it. The last thing I want to talk about, MyFitnessPal. It's a great thing for looking at calories. And there's 2 alcoholic drinks I want to talk about. One that I drink and one that my mom drinks. Okay? Now, people are, speaking with my mom too, she's like, why can't I lose weight? Like, God, I walk so much and I do this and that. Little alcohol likes to rear its ugly head when you don't realize it. So for me, I like to have Miller Genuine Draft. That's a nice crisp beer. It's light. It is an American beer. It's probably my favorite American beer for sure. So say you get a six pack of MGD cans, 355 milliliters. In one can is 143 calories. So if you drink a 6-pack in, 5 or 6 hours, say a beer an hour, that's like 858 calories. When you're supposed to stick to around 1,600 if you're trying to lose weight, you just drank fucking more than half. So everyone always wonders you can't drink beer when you're trying to lose weight. It's pretty fucking true. Try to stay away from that shit because it is high in calories. 143 calories for one beer. Fuck, I can crush that in 2 seconds. Now, my mom is a wine drinker, a red wine drinker, has been her whole life, has been my entire life that I've known her, and she doesn't really change brands all that much. She likes a Fulinari, Valpolicella, Italian wines, and I looked up how many calories are in that. So per 8 ounces for a Valpolicella, that's about a third of the bottle of a 750 milliliter bottle. 124 calories. So if you drink an entire bottle, which is very easy to do with a 750 milliliter bottle, and that gets me pretty drunk, I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty drunk drinking a bottle of wine. It's 372 calories, but still you're drinking, a big portion of calories for your day when you've got, 3 meals and everything else. So what I'm saying is pay attention, look it up. MyFitnessPal is a great app for it. See how many calories you're drinking. If you notice that you're trying to work out, but I can't seem to lose it and I can't seem to stop drinking booze, just take a gander and have a fucking vod sode because vodka soda is probably 30 to 50 calories, I would say total. Okay? So thanks for listening. This has been a fun one. Alfonso, thank you for delivering my meal. I barely touched it because it was getting far too late. Alfonso. But I do recommend you, buying a used bike, something a little bit better than a BMX bike. Thanks for listening, guys. It's episode 28. Next week is 29. Holy shit, did I just do an episode 1 week apart? I get a pat on the back for that, motherfuckers. So yeah, it's fall. Breathe some cold air. Let's fucking rock it.